Good morning, you guys. Alright, today is Tuesday, May 30th. We are at the Loves in Hearne, Texas. Hearne is, I don't know, about 20-ish miles north of Bryan, Texas, which is where we're getting ready to go pick up our load from. Do expect that you'll have some high-speed footage in between here and there. Just figured this is a good spot to start it from. We'll clear it over here. Alright, there's an exit over here to my left, and there's also one straight ahead. I'm going to end up going that direction anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and there. Now I'll go this way and go out that driveway over here. But alright, we're on our way to Bryan, Texas right now to pick up a load of chicken from Sanderson Farms. Been there several times in the past. I believe I have several videos of me picking up from there in the past as well. Of course, there's always something new and new to talk about and listen to or hear, whatever, what I have to say about what. I'll double check what this guy is doing. Hopefully he ends up over here on the sidewalk here in a second, but I want to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Alright, so we're coming down here from Roanoke, Texas, up on the north side of Fort Worth. If you guys haven't already seen that video, go check it out. It is already posted. I believe I called it it's Memorial Day, not Veterans Day, because a lot of times people don't know, don't understand there's a difference between the two. They just want to, maybe thank veterans for their service regardless, but any kind of military-related day, they see as an opportunity to do that. Really, you don't need that. You just, any day you want to as a day to thank someone for their service, if you really want to do that. Anyway, though, we don't need to rehash what happened yesterday. Let's talk about something new. So how to go on my way over here. Alright, so I mentioned in the end of that video I was going to deadhead over to Dallas to the Blue Beacon to wash out my trailer. Ended up getting fuel from the Flying J across the street as well, because it was only $3.19 a gallon. So, or I think, yeah, I want to say $3.19. With the fuel rebate factored in, that was $3.04 a gallon. It's way below the national average of $3.88. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm snatching that up. I don't know. The new fuel average should be coming out today, though, this afternoon. It would have came out yesterday. It usually always comes out on Mondays on the EIA website. And fuel average is what fuel surcharge compensation is based on. Now, a lot of drivers, they like to lazily just wait for whatever information to get sent out by the company, saying what the national average is and what the fuel surcharge rate is. And most drivers I know who are lease ops only care about is what the FSC rate is. They don't have a care in the world for what the national average price is or what they're actually paying at pumps around the country. And I think that's a bad way to do business. If you don't like doing math, don't be a lease op, guys, because it's kind of like the intro to running a business. If you don't want to deal with numbers, you got no business running a business. Just throw it out there. Alright, so fuel surcharge, at JCT, every carrier has their own fuel surcharge rate that they factor into what they either pay drivers or what they charge the shippers, to haul their freight. JCT, at least for drivers, what it's based on, you take the national average, subtract $1.30 from it, and then divide that number by 7. That's 7 miles per gallon, by the way. Now, $1.30 is intended, the intent of that is if you're getting right at 7 miles per gallon fuel economy on your trips on average, you should be paying, or if you're buying all your fuel right at the national average price, you should be paying right at about $1.30 out of pocket, give or take a few cents. Because it's not just a set, it's about a 6 or so cent variance, like before it switches, somewhere in that ballpark, I can't remember. But that's how you do the calculation. Now, some carriers might use something else. I believe I have a friend at Western Flyer Express. I think he said that his is based on, I want to say $1.16 per gallon and 6.5 miles per gallon or something. So you take the same national average price and subtract $1.16 from it, and then divide by 6.5, and you get Western Flyer's FSC rate. If I'm working with the right numbers, I don't know. I was told that I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So maybe you guys, if anyone drives for Western Flyer Express, maybe you guys can correct me on that if I have any information wrong there. Owner ops, they also pay a certain amount. I mean, they also charge a certain amount. Well, they pay themselves, really. Because when you're on the, when you're just booking loads with shippers, all they care about is the bottom line. How much is it going to cost them to ship this load? That's it. And they don't really care how you account for it, how you break that down. How much of that are you factoring into paying yourself? How much of it is factored into truck maintenance? How much of it is fuel surcharge? They don't care about any of that. That's your business. That's just accounting principles. Some people account one way in some ways, and other people account in other ways. So it's insignificant to the shippers, but to you, you might have different things that you're factoring in there, why you're charging them a certain rate to. Why did that shut off? Unless they hit a bump or something. Alright. So whatever the case, shippers, bottom line, they just know that they're going to pay a certain amount out of pocket to get their load home. That's all that matters to them, and that's part of their accounting, is how much is it costing them to pay you to ship it. Now normally the fuel, that comes off the EIA.gov website. I use that site regularly. I was wondering if I'll see buffalo or bison for a minute there. Sometimes I do see bison out here. But yesterday was a holiday, so I didn't get updated. So this afternoon, usually around, I think about 1 p.m. Central, Pacific time, or 4 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in that ballpark, I believe is, somewhere between there and about half an hour later is usually when the information gets updated and on their website, and then within about an hour or so, usually, at least here at JCT, the company will actually send out a fleet message to the trucks saying what the new national average price and the new FSC rate are. Now it's so common though, we get drivers all the, oh yeah, the FSC's dropping, why is it going through the floor or whatever? You see what the fuel prices are doing? They were averaging like $4.80 a gallon a while back. They're down at $3.88 now, and it's actually steady. It was $3.89 last week, or previous week, and then last week was $3.89. I don't know what it's going to be this week, but probably not far off that. Looking at a 2-week trend, Last week when I was looking at it, it was down 18 cents a gallon over a 2-week period. Now it's only down 4 cents a gallon over a 2-week period. So it's definitely stabilizing. But you know, when you're buying, when the fuel surcharge is going down, it means the national average price of fuel is going down too. So, and there's a lot more to making money than just what kind of revenues you're pulling in. You know, you need to factor in what it's costing you to pull in those revenues too. And if it's, you know, yeah, you might bring in $100 less in revenues, but if it costs you $150 less in fuel because you're more easily able to find cheaper fuel along your route, you're actually gaining $50 in operating income from that. People don't think about that though. They don't understand that. They don't want to do any take an accounting class or take some math classes. I know y'all hate math, but you know, you'd be surprised at how much insight you can gain from that, and how much ignorance you can shed from yourself when you do that. Alright, don't want to make this video too long. It's pretty much a straight shot right now, straight from here over to the area we're going to be at. If I remember, there's going to be a turn we're going to make before we are on the north end of Bryan, as you can see on my map. And let me know what you guys think of that map view too. You know, the real-time map view I'm giving you guys. So, which orientation do you like better, or what side do you need? Does it need to be bigger or whatever, or smaller, or whatever the case might be? Because the last video was the first one I did with that, and I noticed in one view I had it at 30% of its normal size. I'm trying to keep it out of the way of other stuff, but I'm trying to avoid cluttering up the display too much too. I think in the first part of the video I had it at 50% and sitting sideways in landscape mode or whatever you call it. I don't know how useful that was. And on the end of the video when I was docking out, I had it at a smaller size, and I think maybe even oriented a different way or something like that. I'm trying to keep it out of the way of the info down at the bottom right that shows my the date, time, speed, and all that kind of stuff. But also trying to not cover up my hood mirrors or create too much clutter elsewhere on the view as well. So, you all let me know. Do you like that view? Is it helpful? I know, like Terry and some of the other guys, Tara. I know some other of you guys like to follow along on a map, so I'm trying to add that as added value to you guys. Where you don't have to actually pull up a map. I got it right there for you. So, yeah, any kind of feedback you guys can give me on what you think of it, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and accelerate. Yeah, it won't be for long, but it'll be at least something. Alright guys, we just crossed Farm Road 1687. We're on the Parkway. I forget the name of it though. You guys see on the map where I'm at. It's a person's name is what the name of this Parkway is. Let's see if this sign here says what it's... No, Smith Lake Road though is where we're at. We're getting really close to the shipper, as you see here on the map. We're going to be making a right turn at a light just after we get past the highway up here. Speaking of this highway coming up, was it Texas A&M University? If you get off of this exit and turn right, right there on the left side is Texas A&M. Yeah, in fact, I'll be passing by there on my way out of here. Alright, so Sanderson Farms. Of course, again, where we're coming up to, we're going to be getting to a, we're going to eventually get to a guard shack. I'm going to make sure I have our reflective vest on, because they do require it at Sanderson Farms plants. We'll stay here, even though this guy is slowing down. So I got the light coming up that I'm going to make a right turn at. I always hate driving behind concrete mixers. They're like the worst trucks in the world to be behind as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, I understand why they do what they do, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating to deal with them. Just but I understand, because being in a big heavy truck, sometimes I know I'm frustrating for other people to deal with. Oh, don't tell me you're turning right here as well. I can't handle much more of you, dude. I hope he just has his idiot light on and just hasn't bothered to turn his turn signal off yet, but I don't know, we're gonna find out here. Don't run over the ditch. Yeah, I think he might be turning. Yeah, see, this guy barely made this turn, but now watch how easily I'll make it. No question at all that I made it. I could see through my hood mirror that I was clear of it very easily. Now, not by a long distance, but I definitely cleared it very easily. So that's the difference, where setting up your turns improperly or executing them improperly can get you in a lot of trouble there. Because he started his turn too early. That's it makes me question how much experience this guy driving this truck in front of me has. I mean, maybe, I don't know, he might have just had a boneheaded moment too. We all have those. Even the experienced drivers are prone to having boneheaded moments. I've definitely had mine. Alright, this guy's driving me nuts. Just keep going straight ahead if you're going to Sanderson Farms. I'm kind of wishing he would turn into like Pepsi or something, but because this guy is definitely driving like he's not really, like he's never been here before. Look at all this sea of Sanderson Farms employees behind us, or stacked up behind us, trying to get to work, and now they're getting held up because this guy is to them driving needlessly slow. Actually, 14 miles an hour in a 30 zone, I think is, even for me, I'd say it's too slow. L00885. That's a paid off truck, by the way, guys. Now, JCT, we have a number of different truck numbers. It used to always be L3 or L4 or whatever, 4-digit numbers. Well, the L would indicate that we're a lease truck. If there's no letter at all in front of the numbers, that means they're a company driver. But since Hirschbach has taken over, we have also some trucks that are coming with 5,000 numbers and even some with 8,000 numbers. I'm not sure if there's a rhyme or reason to why some of them are numbered the way they are. That, as far as I know, is not even. That doesn't even really align with Hirschbach's own fleet's numbering format. I believe they usually have 6-digit numbers, and if I recall, the first digit of their truck numbers tell what kind of tractor it is. So like I think a 3 at the beginning of the number, I think says that it's one type of truck, and then like a 1 in front of it or something. I can't remember what they said, but it's something along that line. I know Hirschbach trucks often have 6-digit numbers that start with 3, though. Anyway, yeah, JCT, if you see a truck that's L0 something, the L07 or L08 usually, that means they're driving a paid-off truck. They own the truck themselves. They bought it, you know, they leased it through JCT and paid it off, and have taken over ownership of the truck, but they're still driving for us. This is agonizing watching this guy. Making my video longer than it needs to be, too. Alright, all the 4-wheelers are going to go flying by me in a second here. Look at that, there's a long group of them there. Probably some of them bitching about being late to work now because it's 7:01 now, and I bet you these guys are all supposed to be on the clock at 7, and now they can't. Probably going to blame it on the Central Freight Express, but in reality, why are you showing up so late in the first place if you're supposed to be here at 7? Not our problem. Alright guys, we are checked in. But the office personnel are not in until 8 o'clock, so what I'm going to end up doing is just we're going to scale get our empty weight first. They do have a scale master on duty right now. After hours times when they don't have a scale master, you still got to weigh empty, but you just write down your weight on the thing here. So we're going to go ahead and scale in, and then we'll bring our empty over here into this area somewhere and drop our empty. And then just hang out and wait. Usually, just bobtail to a out of the way spot, and wait for them to come in. Now there is a CB radio channel that you can use when you're scaling in. There's a chicken truck on the scale now, and there's another one waiting. And the chicken trucks do have priority, so I do see one of them. Let me get out of the way here. I gotta see where this guy's going first. I think, yeah. I don't know if they have. I'm not sure who has priority as far as that. I know that live chicken trucks have priority, but I don't know about this guy. I want to say it's channel 13 that they use here, or something like that. I don't even see the sign anymore saying what channel they're using. Damn, he's heavy, 81,000 pounds. I'm not hearing him on the radio, so either they're no longer using the CB or I'm on the wrong channel. I didn't see any signs. Normally they have a sign here saying what channel to use, but I don't see one right now, so hopefully I can get in and out of here before the next chicken truck shows up. Because if a chicken truck shows up, they will, they could tell me to back off, get off the circle around or whatever, and get back on in a minute. clear there. I'll get up here just enough for a door to clear this thing, and we're good. Alright, so I did confirm that they are indeed no longer using the CB at all to communicate with drivers. I always kind of laugh when they talk to me like I've never been here before. Like, yeah, giving me instructions. Yeah, when you're loaded and you still loaded, go one axle at a time. And like, yeah, dude, I've been here several times before. I know how you guys do things. What kind of birds are they? I guess some pretty good claws, like turkey vultures or whatever. I don't know what those things are. Some kind of vulture-like bird. All right. Anyway, yeah, this it always cracks me up because, like, yeah, I've been here quite a few times before. I do see at least a few JCT trailers in the dock doors right here, so I don't know, maybe because my load's not ready to go yet. It could be one of these sitting in the dock door. More than likely is, because I have an 8 a.m. appointment time or drop dead time or whatever you might want to call it. Alright, I could probably drop my trailer next to that Walmart trailer over there. Could be a little bit on the challenging side because the light pole over here, or utility pole, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it right. Yeah, we'll give that a try. I'm gonna go a little bit past because my tandems are out in Timbuktu. I gotta stay clear of that pole. Nah, I'm not gonna make it anywhere near. I'm gonna get jammed up. So what I'm gonna do here is get as far in as I can. And then I'm gonna go hard left. That'll create more of a jackknife. That keeps my tandems a little bit closer to where I want them to be. And then make a 3-point S turn like this. Well, I could even drop it over here by that JCT trailer, but let's see, that's way better setup there. In fact, that's too good. I kind of lost track of where I wanted the trailer to be, but now. Too late chasing it. Alright, so once we'll have to wait till 8 o'clock, 40 minutes from now, then we'll get checked in over at the office. They'll let us know whether our trailer is ready to go or if it's sitting in the dock door or what. We'll find out then. Alright guys, it's about that time to go get checked in. Maybe a few minutes away, but I'm going to creep over there. I'll show you where we're going to stop to check in. Wait on my airbags to finish dropping. Yeah, we're good there. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to creep over there at like 4 miles an hour. I knew that was going to happen. I should have put it in do not disturb mode. Busy vlogging. Leave me alone. Alright. Looks like we're clear back there, but I'm just trying to stay out of the way as much as I can. Now this lane over here, if I recall, is one-way lane, so we're going to have to go around. We don't necessarily need to use the scale, but we'll have to go around, and then the curve that you saw me come around earlier after I got off the scale, we're going to end up stopping over there, and we'll check in from there. The office is right over here in the middle of the dock area, so I don't need a scale though. That's one way only. Okay, so it turns out I don't have to actually, that's not a one-way lane over there. I think the Tyler location is one way. Because I was telling the guy there, the Tyler location is set up exactly like this one. So I'm used to not being allowed to go in on that side, not to mention where I need to check in. Normally we come around that curve and face this direction and walk from there to the check-in area. So yeah, I know. Yeah, he said the yard dogs regularly come in and out this way, but that's the yard dogs. But the Tyler location, they actually have a sign right here at the corner on their at their facility saying one way. Yeah, and they make trucks go around the other direction. Okay, right here where you see the yard mule is where we're going to check in at, but I need oh, I got all this other stuff in the way too. That pallet trailer there is parked right where normally we park. The dude wasn't even looking my direction as he was backing up. Come on, dude. This has to be so convenient they need to back up right at the moment I'm coming in. I'm coming by them. Not about a bitch. Okay, so this this pallet trailer is going to present a little bit of a challenge here. I'll probably just park over here by these pallets right here behind the other guy. I want to try and be out of the way of the other drivers. Alright guys, so it turns out apparently I gotta hook back up to my trailer. Oh, come on. These guys are doing things all kinds of messed up from what I'm used to. So she's saying I gotta have my trailer inspected like this Prime Link guy is doing. I have to hook back up to it. I'm like, I don't know when this happened. I thought usually the guards did that. So there's some new stuff going on here. Oh great, now there's a reefer guy in front of the trailers that my trailer's near. At least I'm close enough to the end where I can go ahead and come back out this direction. Oh, he drove off anyway. Getting frustrated now because they've changed things up, and like I'm not used to this process and I have to get used to it now. Like I never knew anything about them having this policy where they gotta inspect my damn trailer over there at the office. At this point I'm getting frustrated. I just want to leave. Just hook up to my trailer and go. I already had to wait for them to come in, and I'm just used to this being a drop and hook. And I mean, yeah, I've had times where I've had to wait in front of a trailer that's already in the dock door, but inspecting a trailer over here instead of at the guard shack, I don't know. Okay, not sure I really understand that. Let me get circled around. I'm already skilled, so now I'll figure out what this guy's doing. This is so goofy. Wouldn't mind going around there. I don't know if they'll. Definitely smells like a chicken plant here now. Whether I noticed it or should have, maybe I noticed it earlier, but I don't know, because my windows are down here, so. Oh goody, this guy is grabbing that pallet truck. Yeah, I don't get this process because, what's this guy doing? Because I can't come over here and be at it and not be in somebody's way. Maybe they're gonna block drop trailers, block the dock doors, or something. It's not normally like this. Hello, this is Scott with JCT. I'm ready for inspection.
All right, go ahead and pull up between 6 and 7 over there by the trailer that has those pallets on it. Open at one of your doors. I'll be out once I see it.
Okay, I'll do. Alright guys, so checked in now. She said the load's not ready to go yet. But she said I can go ahead and drop my empty now and either bobtail out the gate and wait or park underneath the trees over here. I guess over by where this, where that pickup is at. I can also hang out there. So we'll go ahead and get our trailer dropped back in over here in the lot again. And I don't know, maybe bobtail over here, that way we're close by. Yeah, it is a process change, she said. They've been doing it for several months already, I guess. Didn't think it'd been that long since I'd been here last. There's that spot there, but I don't... you know what, there's that... I can put it right there. Yeah, there's several open spots over here. Even better, it's a straight back setup. I know that van's over there, but so we'll get over here as quickly as we can. Alright. Alright guys, so we'll just go ahead and park over there by that pickup and hang out and wait. So we'll have some more here for you when we're ready to check out or hook up to our trailer, whatever. Alright guys, our load is ready to go now. I don't know if it's sitting in the dock door still or if the shack driver already pulled it, but we'll take a look. I'm going to be looking for Hotel 30912 or 8, whatever it was. I saw it in the dock door earlier. I know it was the one that was further over and to the left down there. So we'll see if it's still there. Yeah, it is still sitting in the door. Yeah, I can see it from here. Okay, so let's go ahead and hook up and then we'll scale it out.
You have one unread message.
I'll hook up and then
8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining.
we'll scale it out and then we'll come back around to check out. If I get over here, I think this guy, I don't know if he's going to dock in or if he's just, hopefully he's just coming over here to check in. Let's see which way this chicken truck, or the, yeah, I forget. I know he's not docking in with the chicken cages. Sitting a little on the high side. Get these airbags raised up. Now I got pressure. tripping I can right now. And I'll get the skillet in a minute here. Alright guys, we are ready to skill out. Wait on this shag driver to come by first. We'll skill out first. Skill out, and then we'll come back around where this other JCT's at, or somewhere in that neighborhood, and for checkout. Alright, so I was waiting for a little over 3 hours there. It's quarter to 12 now. So getting out of here a lot later than I really want to be getting out of here, but such is life, I guess. I don't like showing up at truck stops with when they're full, so it's my biggest concern, but I don't necessarily have to run that many miles today to get within range of there on the next 2 shifts. Alright, now hopefully, yeah, maybe we'll get lucky and no chicken trucks will come up while I'm sitting here in line. Because if any chicken trucks show up, I'll have to move out of the way and give them, because they get priority. Alright, weights are all good from what I can tell. Alright, now let's go get checked out. We'll get the bills, and they'll seal the trailer as well over there. Pretty well balanced, 30,000 on the Tandems and 28 and change on the, 30,000 on the drives and 28 something on the Tandems. That's what I meant. So everything looks good there. Only 69,000, 69 something gross, 69,820 or something like that. What's this guy doing? I'm not sure exactly what this guy is doing, but okay. Hopefully he's trying to set up to dock in or something. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's looking like he's ready to move again, so I'm reluctant to move because I think he's going to move forward soon. Is he just getting out of the way of the shag driver? I don't know. The shag driver has room. I don't know why he backed up, and he's still sitting on his brake pedal. There we go. Okay, yeah, it looked like he's trying to set up to it's either dock in, or he wants to try to get into one of these drop spots or something. Yes, and yeah, looks like he wants to. Looks like she's already over here waiting for me, so. Yeah, he's gonna dock in here. Is he docking in? Yeah, he's got plenty of room to work with there. He really doesn't need this space that I'm in here to get into his dock door. Alright guys, we're ready to check out of here now. Everything's hunky-dory. I think we're a little over 32,000 pound load overall. So it was, I sat there long enough where I actually got a 3-hour split out of it at least. I know from the time I waited, I kind of ran down my 14 a bit, but which way is this guy going? Yeah. I remember seeing that guy earlier. He was checking in around the same time I was checking in originally. I think he was that CFX guy or whatever that company is. Central Freight. Alright. So everything, yeah, I got enough for a 3-hour split. So when I do end my shift, I can get a 7-hour split, a sleeper berth session in if I want to, and basically start a new shift from there. Then I'd have to do another 3-hour break somewhere en route if I choose, and I probably will, because I got me some rest while I was back there waiting, and I don't want to be showing up at a truck stop too late in the evening and we have to worry about where I'm going to park. Alright, so there's this other lane here we're going to line up in it. There'll be a limit line over here as well. And then there's this thing called rear cameras that like to turn themselves off. So I have to restart them. So we'll get as much as we can up here and out of the way. Try to not run off the paved surface there. Okay, be back in a bit. Alright guys, we're ready to head out of here now. Let me counter steer a little bit here. Try to keep it off the gravel there. Speaking of over there, when the lady came out to sign me out there, she's pointing out how the fence got hit just last week, I think it was, she said, by a Prime Link driver. And over there on the previous turn, I guess I'm assuming they were coming into the yard from the guard shack, and somebody forgot that they're in a truck and not a car, and their tandems ended up hitting the rock over there on the inside of the curve. So I can imagine they possibly blew out some tires too for that, or some, maybe not, I don't know, but how in the hell do you do that unless you aren't paying any attention? You know, I had this rule of thumb where, yeah, when I was a trainer, I got to a point because of certain trainees that if I had to tell them more than once to that they're not watching their tandems enough, because that, like, if I have to stop them from having an accident because they're not watching their tandems more than once, I would tell them you're no longer driving my truck. You are not. Yeah, you don't have the aptitude required, or the willingness to pay attention to the details that are necessary to safely operate a truck and trailer. Yeah, and I was just telling that lady too at the guard shack that same thing, where, you know, I had trainees. Yeah, and I could tell who had the aptitude and who didn't pretty quickly, actually. Yeah, I said it's okay to make a mistake when you're, you know, just starting out, but once you have a oh shit kind of moment where you're about ready to have an accident and I'm the one who stops you, you should learn your lesson from right there. Oh, hey, I'm not paying enough attention to my tandems. If I told you that one time, that was your one and only warning you'd get after I got through. After I had certain trainee that I should talk about her some point in time. Yeah, I had to adapt my training philosophies and, like, you know, what I'm willing to, what I would accept as a trainee being a trainee versus this is not just a trainee, this is somebody who really shouldn't be in the truck. Because there is a difference, and I could figure it out pretty quickly. Okay, so without making this too long and drawn out, I had one particular guy from Rochester, New York. Now he had, I kept betting on him about not watching his tandems enough, and one particular day we were at the truck stop that is now known as the Loves in Green River, Utah. It was not Loves back then. It was like Zefco or Scenic, or I forget the name of that damn company. It's one of those C named gas stations. Used to be that. Well, he almost had an accident going around the corner of another truck that was parked on the end, and I had to stop him. And I was like, I kept telling him before, you're not watching your Tandems. I am watching them. Like, no, you're not. If I say you're not watching them, you're not watching them. And and I had to actually stop him because he was going to have an accident. His Tandems disappeared behind the other guy's trailer. And that's one of the things they teach you in CDL school. If your Tandems disappear around something, you're going to hit whatever it is that's blocking your view of your Tandems. So anyway, I tell him to stop, and he stops right away, thankfully, and I tell him, look. And he saw what I was talking about, and like, oh shit, it freaked him out, and never had a problem with them ever again as far as that was concerned. Now, I did have other trainees. One particular one, among other problems with her, she didn't have much of a tendency to watch her Tandems at all. On multiple occasions, I'd have to get on her about it. So it got to where, really, this woman really doesn't belong in the truck. Sorry. I ended up getting her all the way through her hours, but then she filled out on when she did a road test at the end, when they evaled her at the end, she made a mistake there. That was an automatic fail, and they DQ'd her instead of letting her retest. So that's another story. We'll go into more detail on her another time, though. All right. Let's finish a review of this experience today. Like I said, I waited 3 hours. Texas 21, I want to get off at. Gonna head over this direction, and we're gonna go right past Texas A&M University, which is right over here, just a little bit past it on the left side. You'll see it more likely if I'm not done vlogging by then. Anyway, what are you all doing? What a clusterfuck. I've not seen this kind of mess here before. I think they're trying to figure out who has what right of way. Off-ramp traffic always has a right of way, though. Get far enough out of the way here. Alright. Holy shit, a crowd of cars back down the off-ramp. Alright. Oh, come on, no wonder. I'm not waiting another cycle for this bullshit light to... Does it want to let more than 2 or 3 cars through when there's a freaking gang of people trying to get off? Screw that. Once I'm past the limit line, when the light's yellow still, I'm legally in the intersection anyway. Yeah, this car is accelerating too fast. Alright, so yeah, we'll talk about that trainee another time. Experience here today, like I said, 3-hour wait. I didn't have any problems with any of all the guy at the scale house, he was, I'll call him maybe one of the Mr. Personality types. He wasn't rude or anything, but definitely not sociable either, if you know what I mean. So I'm not going to complain about him at all, but I can see where, the way his personality seemed, he probably would rub some people the wrong way. The lady at the guard shack, I don't know, perhaps middle-aged black lady, I had no problems at all with her. She at least had some personality. No problems at all with her otherwise. The girl in there was a pretty black lady over in the office, shipping office. She seemed very friendly. I was very pleased with that experience there. Now, even though I was seeming kind of stupid at first because I didn't realize that they called an audible on their procedures there, and threw me off with what I was used to doing here before and versus how they do things now. Alright, so we're going to head over. This load is going to Riverside, California. I have 2 POs on it. I was only expecting one, so I got to double check that both POs are going to the same receiver. I don't know. Did not look at that already, but route we're going to take, which I actually forgot to pull up my map, but such is life. You can follow along. We're on Texas Highway 21 right now. We're going to basically work our way over toward Austin, and depending on how the traffic conditions look in the Austin area, I might go one way or the other, either north or south side of Austin. Eventually, whatever the case, I'm going to end up on US 290 west on the southwest end of Austin, and take 290 all the way across to where it runs into I-10. I get to go through that town of Fredericksburg that I always like to go through. It's just very scenic there, a lot of ambiance and people to watch and stuff. It's there's a lot. It's like a big touristy place there, like Germantown basically. A lot of German restaurants or German-related shops and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. A lot of people go out there to check it out. I enjoy going through there though. Let's slide over. So that'll be the way I'm going, and we'll take 10 across from there. I still anticipate getting into Southern Cal early enough where I can perhaps drop this load in our drop yard, and then bobtail up to the house for a break, and then come back down to pick the load back up when it's time to deliver it. Going to be getting into recaps by then as well. I have the hours to work with already to get all the way to Riverside, but recaps by once I'm getting into that area though are not so great. I think 3 hours, 6 hours, and 6 hours or something like that, so I can't do a heck of a lot with that. Alright, otherwise, if you need to scale your load, just keep going this way. There's a Pilot down here. It's a brand new one. It actually has a Whataburger in it, so if you guys are, not that I'm much of a Whataburger fan, this is Texas A&M right here, I think. No. Oh yeah, it's part of Texas A&M. Alright, I knew it was over here somewhere. Shut up. It's that freaking side guard. Oh my god, there's someone next to you! No, there isn't. He's an extra lane over, and I don't need a reminder. All because I have my right turn signal turned on, and he wasn't even in the lane that I was going to move over to. It started to have a Karen attack. Okay. Anyway, that's what's going on, alright? See how things go after I get to Riverside. Might have a 34 at hand or something when I get over there, or after I deliver. Or might get something slow speed after that. We'll see how things go though. Alright, otherwise, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you guys in Riverside. Alright, peace.